It's time to get on up with Jam and Renee. And here's your hosts, James Arthur M. and Renee Culver.
Good morning, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Backchannel, the only place where you can watch, talk to, and interact with live shows right here on your device. And you are watching right now, Get On Up with Jam and Renee. I am your breakfast jam of the morning, James Arthur M.
And I am Renee Colbert. James, how are we doing? How are we feeling?
Fabulous. We're doing great today. I love a giggle. You know, I love her. I don't want to toot our own horn too much, but I'm gonna toot. Love that opening theme song. Love an opening theme song here. It's so great. And we're gonna be here with you all every day. If you're just joining us back, we're here with you every morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. and it's a fabulous thing. We love it.
It's a fabulous thing. And to get here, all you have to say to your trusty device is open Backchannel. We'll be right here.
That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. And to send us a comment at any time during the show, just say to your Echo device, comment, and then include the comment that you have. And I do want to, producer Nick, who's in the back of the house, I just want to say, we don't have the chat thread yet. I'm sure that you're working on it, but as soon as we can get that, because we want to see. I don't know who's in the house. I want to know who's here today.
Let's see who we got now. James, listen, I might have it. Let me see. Hold on. Now, first, you know what, James, we love a theme today. And I know that we are pretty committed to the theme that we have put in the doc, but I would like to throw out, do you want the theme to be perhaps Trash Thursday? Because you can hear those trash trucks just singing along, just singing in the background. The third cast member, beep, beep, beep. Here comes the trash.
We do. I think it could be. It could be Trash Thursday. So I do see, and this is what I love about. And good morning to everybody who is here. I can't wait to see who's here. I feel like I can't wait to see. So just the thing, I think, and this is what I love about what we do here is that it's very much. You see how the sausage is made. You're involved.
Sure.
It's like y'all are here. You're on the production crew as it's happening. Now I just got a text message of the link. I'm unable to access it. If Renee or Nick,
yes, here it comes. I'm sending it in an email. You got
or
it.
even pop it in the chat, and I'm gonna get in there. Renee, you're seeing in the chat? You know who's here? I'm jealous.
Yes, I would love to tell you. You know what? I would love to tell you. We've got our regulars. We got Nathan from Texas. We got Ginny from North Carolina.
Wow.
We got Stacy from Texas. We got Elizabeth from Colorado. Elizabeth, I am also from Colorado, and Sarah from Florida. Tim from New Hampshire. The list goes on. You guys, good morning. Good morning. It's so excited to see you.
Kind of like a reverse from day one. Remember, you couldn't see anything.
Right,
it's scary being on this other side because you're like, who's in my house?
I'm writing blood.
And it's a wild experience.
Emailed you this link, but I am.
I got it. I got it.
Do you want to hear
everyone who's in here? So we love to hear a practice. You know, we want to make sure we're not just shouting into an empty room here. So we would love it. You know, we do a practice run. For those of you who are here, welcome. We're so excited you're here. Go ahead and comment. Good morning. Let us know. Is it a good morning? Or listen, you can be honest here. Renee and I are here for all honesty. We want you to be your full authentic selves. You can be like, comment. Not loving this morning.
Not so much.
Fine.
And I feel we're good enough friends at this point that if you have the video option of this show, you can say comment, Renee. We'll just sleep it because we can all see. We can all see. We can all see.
We can all see.
Okay.
So, Renee, before we go any further, if you had a friend, and this is our first question of the day, I'm going off script right now. If you had a friend, let's say they had. Would you prefer if a friend told you that you had something's messed up or something's not correct, or do you want to just keep, or would you rather they just didn't say anything?
Always, because wouldn't you say that the discovery of that little bug has been there the whole time, or that food has been there the whole time, is an out of body experience where you're just like, there's no way I went through the day with that on my face. There wouldn't be a world where I conducted conversations with people like that. So yes, by all means, please tell me, please.
Give me the feedback. Feedback is a gift. So on that note, Renee, I'm just going to tell you a little bit of something. I do not think, again, you all are involved in the process of how the sausage is made. We just jump right in and boom. I think your microphone is not this microphone, so you might want to dig down into the little.
Oh, let's get in there. Let's get in there. Let's get into this mic. Let's see. Hold,
The
please.
three little ellipses, and where you go to settings. I would just do a double check and make sure the audio
just do a quick
is
check.
the right one. And just
First off, your lead into that was so profoundly helpful. I can't even begin to tell you. Okay, let's.
Well, you said I wanted to make sure if you were like, nope, don't tell me I have a booger on my face. I don't want to know.
Give her a listen. How does that feel? Is that
Whoa, that's better. That is good.
Okay.
I think it's worth it. I'm glad we took this moment.
Do you know, this is, and I am going to confess before you, I am maybe not a techie. I'm maybe not a tech kid. So I
produce podcasts for Seth
constantly. So, but of that, I will learn one platform and one platform only. And then I will assume that all platforms work the same as the one that I know. So the one that I work on at work, once you set the settings sick.
Oh yeah. This
try that tongue twister. Once you set the settings, the settings stick.
Sick. Oh, see, I couldn't even get
so
it.
Because you sound so crystal clear, I assumed. I'm sure there's.
You're like, I sound like that. I really enjoyed that moment. Thank you for going on that journey. And just feedback is a gift.
Yes.
And listen, you all at home. Also, feel free to give us feedback as well. You're quiet this morning. They're bashful. It's bashful Thursday.
You should be. It's Thursday. And they got to gear up for Friday. I get it.
And then after that, it's Saturday. And then it's Sunday. And then you're back to Monday all over again.
Wait, but hold on. It's a 3-day weekend.
4-day. We're already jumped for me.
Okay, for you. All right, but for most people, okay, all right, fair.
So just as a reminder, we would love to hear from you. Go ahead and you just say comment into your device, and it'll say the words that are coming. Yeah, coming out
just
of your
to
mouth.
test it out. You're gonna say comment. I commented. Okay. Just to shut us up about it. Honestly,
absolutely
would be a reason.
I know this seems a little presumptuous, but just want to remind y'all, we love to get reviews. It's feedback. Again, we already saw the gift of feedback today with me and Renee 5 minutes into the show. So you can always leave a review by going to www.backchannel.tv and hitting the leave a review button. And now what I love so much is we have some get on uppers who are visually impaired, and they let us know that they actually are not able to access that. So we let the team at Backchannel know they're working on it. So thank you all for that feedback. We're really, of course, want to build the most inclusive space as we possibly can, because we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. Yeah. So we are working on that. Renee, what are we going to do today?
I would love to tell you.
What are we doing today? What's the game plan?
So glad you asked.
Show today.
I'm very excited about this show. Yeah, I think we got. I don't want to say a home run on our hands, but we're definitely going to get to first base. Maybe second. I don't know.
I think so.
And not in the smoochy way, in the successful baseball way.
Oh, this is a professional show.
Thank you.
If there's one thing you know about us, we talk about sports on this show. Renee and I love the sports.
Yeah, if there's, I think you lead with, like, if you were to describe us, you'd be like, oh, sports fanatics. They are.
Clearly,
they love them.
This is a sports show.
Love sports. So James, listen, we love a theme. It is already created for us, Thirsty Thursday. Now, we'll get into what that means for us, because we're a little G-rated around here. So
we definitely are. Yeah, we'll tone it down. Don't worry. This is for the whole family. Gather around for Thursday.
Get around for G-rated
Thursday.
On
Family Matters, they'd be like, this is an episode the whole family should watch. This is a whole family. This episode the whole family should tune in for. Thirsty Thursday. Get on up.
Exactly. Yes.
And I'm excited because you have this segment. I don't know. I'm excited to take me on a ride.
I can't wait. Yeah.
This is when we made the show order, I didn't realize how thirsty the first half is.
It's very thirsty.
Accidental thirst traps.
We are parched. Yes.
Oh, man, it's been a long pandemic. And then we've got Thriving Thursday. We're switching it up. We're going to switch up the gears here.
Yeah. Only fair.
How are we thriving? And I also, and then it's Throwback Thursday as well. We really
Mhm.
use anything that you've ever referred to as Thursday.
Yeah, we just
Throw
wanted
it
to
all in
cover
there.
the bases, see
Cover it
what
all.
sticks, see how you guys feel. Let us know which one you like best, and then we'll lean into that. And then I created a game because I do this constantly, and I'm curious if you do. Called "What Would You Do?" Not in the like hidden camera TV show way, but in the scripted
Is there
television.
cameras in my house right now? Did you set me up?
Right
Oh, that
now,
was you at the grocery store, and when you
Yeah.
fell, I didn't help you.
I didn't help. I didn't help pick it up. But in scripted TV shows and movies, I find myself highly judgmental of the characters' choices. And I was just like, well, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they're so brave that I'm like, never in a million
Wow.
years. So we're gonna play a game called What Would You Do?
And Renee, I've got some
Yes.
scenarios that I'm going to throw into the mix as well that are not TV related. But
Uh-oh.
I'm curious.
Okay.
We're
All
gonna
right.
go
I didn't
through.
study.
No, you didn't need. You already did. You're a
Okay.
student of life. And then we are going to close out with thriving out the week. We're going to talk about some things that you all included. Think about this at the end. What do you want to share with the Get On Up crew? Talking about what have you been, you're excelling at. It's Thursday. I know that you've been rocking out already this week. So we're going to close out with, how are you just thriving as we head out and round out the week? Just as a
Yes.
reminder, you can get involved in the conversation. Give us a hello. We would love Tim. Good morning. Maybe Tim could be busy this morning, and
It could
Tim's
be.
like,
Could be.
"Listen,
Could be busy.
here." But the game. You just say comment, and then whatever comes out of your mouth is the thing.
We'd love to hear it.
And
We'd love to hear
he's
it. We're
like,
happy to
"I
have you
talked
guys.
to you yesterday. All right. You need more? We're very needy. Now you know.
We're
why
thirsty,
single.
James, is what we are. We are thirsty for comments.
Oh, we are thirsty for some comments. That is true. We're really just we're on brand. We're on
Yeah.
brand.
Yep. Do
See-
you know
Yeah.
that anytime anything is quiet, I think it's broken?
Yeah.
So it's a
I
little
get-
quiet in the chat, and I have nothing in my brain that's telling me no one's commenting. The only thing that's going is like, well, it's broken today. That's
You
fine.
and I
It's
are
broken
so
today.
incredibly similar because I'm just like thinking like, oh, it's broken. Stacy, welcome. Stacy has joined. Stacy,
We love
good
Stacy.
morning.
Stacy.
Welcome. Now it's a party.
There we go.
Stacy is back. We love
Okay.
you, Stacy. So glad you're here. Stacy, you're just joining us in time. We are it's Thirsty Thursdays, but we're not doing it in a weird way. We're doing it in a fun, wholesome way. Oh, yes. Hello, Stacy, saying hello. Jam in the night. That is what we do.
Oof,
That
oof,
is what
oof.
we
I
do.
love it.
Love it. All right. So now we're going to get into our first segment called Thirsty Thursdays. And we want to know what y'all are thirsting for in terms of in the future. Doesn't have to be a
Mhm.
person. It can be an upcoming movie or TV show or a new couch or a hot date or a new Pokemon Go card. I don't think they're cards.
Yes.
I tried stick that landing and be like, I'm cool and know what I'm talking about.
You are. Somebody out there is thirsty for a new Pokemon Go card. Someone. That was perfect for someone. Yes.
Welcome, Jennifer. We're so excited that you're here as well. The only reason that I am going to sort of say, James, I don't think you stuck your cool landing is because I think Pokemon Go is an augmented reality game. It's the one that the cops were talking about yesterday instead of solving mysteries.
Yeah, I recall. I remember such a thing.
Instead of probably harassing somebody for that they got on a call, they were playing their Pokemon Go augmented reality. All that to say, I don't think it's a card. I'm calling myself out.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
So, Renee, I want to kick it over to you and also Get On Uppers. Let us know, what are you thirsting for in terms of AKA, what are you excited about that you see on the horizon in the future, near or far? What are you? Let us know. Just say comments. I'm thirsty for. Renee, what are you thirsty for? What do you see?
Listen, it's kind of just based off this week alone. Someone's a real TV head. Not someone's me. I am really looking forward to some shows that are coming up, and I'm so curious to see what you think about this. I have been so surprised with the original programming on Peacock, the NBC streaming channel.
And I want to take credit for this because I think I'm the one that got you hooked. Because I was
you
like,
absolutely
Renee,
did. You absolutely did.
Try a free trial of Peacock so we can both watch Saved by the Bell, the reboot, and then talk about it. And then I didn't realize you were still going. Still going
strong. And you know what? Please let me reintroduce that again. Thanks to you, James. I am familiar with this streaming. Peacock.
I am so sorry. That was not me thirsting for.
And how did you get there?
You have someone to thank for that, Renee.
But I do. I genuinely do. I wouldn't know about it without you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So grateful for you. You keep me young and cool. So they have Saved by the Bell. Yes, yes.
We do have a correction. Stacey did point out, Renee. It's NBC's Peacock. So
Stacey, I need you. I need you, Stacey. Thank you. NBC's Peacock.
Yeah.
And Stacey is so correct because every time you say I watch Peacock, you're just like, So if you put NBC's Peacock in front of it, it does. It settles everyone's.
And you know who's just in here is just in time to hear what Renee is thirsting for and excited for. It's their first time here on Get On Up and Backchannel in general. And they're like, what is this? Where am I?
Help me.
Mariana. Welcome to Backchannel. Specifically, you're watching Get On Up with Jam and Renee. And we are just talking about it's Thirsty Thursday. We're talking about what we're thirsting for. And Renee is talking about Peacock.
Talking about Peacock. NBC's Peacock. Thank you so much. And you know what? If I were to pop into a channel and someone were to say my name, I would feel welcome. But then I would feel like, oh no, this is interactive theater and I have to participate. So I just want to assure everybody, you can just lay back and enjoy. You can just chill out. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. But if you do want to comment, we'd love to hear it.
You just say comment and then the words that come out of your mouth and we'll see it. I'm sorry, Renee.
Please. No. So because of you and only you, James, I am familiar with NBC's Peacock, which celebrates Saved by the Bell, the latest version. They also have Girls 5 Eva, which I loved. They are about to give us Bel Air. Are you excited? I almost spit take.
Everywhere.
That was out of you.
Technology had been ruined. I'm so excited about Bel Air. Tell the Get On Uppers.
Yes. Okay. So it is a reboot of the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. The trailer alone, I loved. It looks great. I am curious about the premise. So it's not Will Smith is not the sideways wearing hat. There is a new version of him. Yes. Tell me everything.
So Will Smith is producing the project. And it's like a series. You know, it's interesting because it started off as like an indie short film. And Will Smith had seen it and he was like, oh, this is so great. And they did like a serious version of the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Because as you know, it's a comedy for the one episode where he got shot, and then the one episode where Carlton got pulled over for because he was black and driving and went over my 8-year-old head completely. And then when his dad, Will's dad, didn't show up, he's like, how come he don't love me?
Right. Of course.
But they're doing a serious version of like, what would it be like if this was really happening? A kid from West Philadelphia came out to live with his rich, black relatives, and thus Bel Air. So, and
there we go. And that's how we got it. But point is, the gift that they have given me is that it comes out February 13th, Valentine's Day Eve. So if you are single and you are dreading it, don't you worry. Someone got you a Valentine, and that someone is NBC's Peacock.
Dang, Renee, we're gonna be so busy because yesterday,
Dollface.
We just let you know, Renee and I made a commitment that we are gonna watch the new season of Dollface, which comes out February 11th. But Renee has promised me that she'll wait for me.
Of course,
we will watch it Valentine's Day weekend.
Yes.
Tim says, oh, have you been watching this as Renee is the #1 Peacock subscriber? Tim also on Peacock has been watching Vigil. It's a murder mystery with great female leads.
Yes.
And y'all know I love my female leads.
Absolutely. I mean, who among us doesn't? Tim, I love it. I will check it out solely because of you, Tim. Thank you so much. I will. Should I do it now? Or I should finish the show.
Gotta go.
Finish the show and then go watch Vigil. Yeah.
Renee, I know that you are quite parched. What else are you thirsty?
Yeah. Oh, yes, I'd love to. Well, and it's all TV shows with me. This one, I am.
Shame game.
So Bel Air, I'm coming at with genuine. Oh, I think I'm going to love it. This one, I'm coming at with morbid curiosity. What are they going to do? It is called Pam and Tommy. The story of, okay. On Hulu. Pam Anderson and Tommy. What's Tommy's last name?
Lee.
There we go. Yeah.
Tommy Lee.
Pam Anderson,
she was
Tommy
for
Lee.
a period of time was Pamela Anderson Lee. Yeah.
Right. That's how you know that. That's how you know
It's
that.
fair because when I saw Rebecca Romaine Stamos and John Stamos on the MTV Movie Awards red carpet, I wasn't there. I was watching from home just to make sure that we're, I know I'm fancy sometimes, but not that fancy. And I said to my sister, I said to her, it's like, I think Rebecca Romaine Stamos and John Stamos are dating.
Yeah.
And then she's like, listen to what you just said. And I was like, oh, she's not always Rebecca Romaine Stamos? No.
Right.
Yeah.
That's no, then it makes absolutely perfect sense. I'm just curious about it. The trailer is intriguing. So I'm curious to see how that comes out. And that's February 2nd. That's so soon. Yes.
And Sebastian Stan, who's playing the cast is amazing. And is Margot Robbie is playing Pam Anderson?
I don't believe so. Hold on just a second.
It's you know who it is? She was in Mamma Mia 2.
Yes.
She played young Meryl Streep.
Right. Yes, that's the one.
She played young Meryl Streep. She was also on one season of Downton Abbey, the season that I fell off on because I was like, I don't know her. And then
I've included the IMDb. I'll tell you her name in just a second, but it's obviously Seth Rogen's in it, and then. The trailer's captivating, guys. I think you're gonna like it.
I'm interested. Let us know too if you are thirsting for this Pam Anderson and Tommy Lee story that apparently has got to be told. Someone was like, you know what? We need to tell the story.
And Lily James is a young Meryl Streep. Now Pamela Anderson.
She's got
the range. The range.
And I have to say, snaps to her. I'm going to say something that I don't think is controversial at all because if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Mamma Mia 2 is better than the first Mamma Mia. And it's wild because it's the B-sides of ABBA. They're like, what's left over? What's in the bucket? And it is pretty much everything that was missing from the original Mamma Mia movie, which is like dance numbers and movie musical spectacle. They're like, okay, we're going to do that in here. It is a far better movie. You've seen Mamma Mia 2?
I have not seen Mamma Mia 2. I've seen Mamma Mia 1, and that kept me away from Mamma Mia 2. But I'm gonna watch first Vigil because of Tim, and then I'm gonna go watch Mamma Mia 2. My date is booked. I'm canceling everything.
Oh, and then Tim also shout out Tim. Tim is always so helpful. I mean, the Get On Uppers are so great. Also pointing out that she was in Baby Driver as well. Yes, I need to see that again. It's been I saw it once in theaters. Like, this is amazing, and then I never went back.
Well, let's get you on in there. So yeah, I could keep going for days with my TV shows, but I'm really dominating the segment.
You thirsty?
What are you thirsty for? What are you looking forward to?
The person who's thirsting for some television. Yeah. I'm so excited because this is something that I'm keeping track of since the moment it was announced when Kevin Feige, head of Marvel, was announcing their upcoming slate of things on Disney Plus Day. There was just an image and it said X-Men 97, and it's a new X-Men animated series based on, I don't know, did you watch the animated 90s X-Men series, Renee? Am I losing you?
No.
Okay.
I didn't. You didn't lose me, but I also didn't watch it. Yeah. Okay, keep going. Yeah.
Let me know. Let us know, Get On Uppers. Did you watch the X-Men animated series? Who is your favorite X-Men characters? Just say comment. I love Rogue, which she was my absolute favorite. When I would play X-Men with my best friend Deontay, I would be Rogue, and he would be Storm.
This is adorable. Do we have photos of such a thing?
No photos.
No. Okay.
And so they're doing X-Men 97 because the original series ran from 1992 to 1996, and it was a fan favorite. Everyone loved it. It's like one of the best X-Men series and storytelling ever. It really brought the comics in animated form, and it was so great. They're bringing it back, pretending like the last season was really weird. They had a different instead of what happened? What's that word called when you send something overseas because it's cheaper for production value?
Oh, sure, yeah.
They sent it overseas to studios in the Philippines, and the production quality just kind of went down, and the story writing got weird. And so, anyways, they're bringing it back. And it's X-Men 97, as in they're picking up right where it left off. And I saw a video of one of the voiceover actresses. She plays Rogue, and she gave a little clip of like, I'm back in the studio. And it was actually really an inspiring video. And this, because they're bringing back all the original
Oh
iconic
my God, that's
cast
amazing.
members, and she like she is so phenomenal. Her name is Lenore Zahn, and it's one of those things where you see voiceover actors talk as their regular self, and
Right.
you're like, but that's not how Rogue sounds. Because Rogue is like, come here, sugar, I'ma beat you up, but she's more like gruffer than that. I can do a J Hud, I can do a Cher, but she's like, sugar punch. I don't know. I'm a get you.
Those are pretty good.
Ro-
Those are pretty good.
don't even know her. You're just encouraging me. Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm thirsty for X-Men 97. It's
Love it.
because it's animated. They're recording it, but it's not gonna come out till like I think 2023. So I'm gonna be
Oh,
thirsty.
yeah. No, you're gonna be thirsty for a long time. A long time. But it's
for a long
something to look forward to. I think
Yeah.
that's smart to just you gotta have your close thirsts and you gotta have your long distance thirsts, and you nailed the distance one.
I will say a thirst of mine that I've been thirsting for a long time got quenched recently
Ooh,
because it
let's hear
finally
this.
came out.
Yes.
I saw the movie. It's called The 355.
Okay.
It's literally a recipe for everything that I love.
Yeah.
So it's a female spy action flick
Yeah.
with Jessica Chastain. I don't know what it is. I love Jessica
Love it.
Chastain.
Oh, yeah.
She's so talented. Did you see her in A Marriage Story with Oscar Isaac, who
Come on. The talent. The talent.
so talented.
You know what I also am noticing about her is she always comes out in defense of everyone. She's such a good person.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, why she hasn't necessarily blown. She should be like a Julia Roberts, but I think because she's not just going along with the flow, she speaks her mind, similar to Brie Larson. And as progressive as Hollywood claims that it is, it really isn't, because Jessica Chastain's not willing to just like sit down and shut up and just take this role. She's like, no, is this challenging? Like, I want to play this, or, we need more, equity for everybody, and trying to be an ally and all this sort of stuff. So, but the movie, The 355, female spy international movie. It's got Lupita Nyong'o is also in it, who I interviewed at Black Panther red carpet, and I will always name drop because that's just.
Of course you will. Of course you will. Why wouldn't you? You have to. You just have to. Yep.
It's also got Penelope Cruz, and it's also got oh gosh, what is her name? She's a Chinese actress. Bing Bang. I forgot her last name. I'll look it up. But she's also in it. It's like I have been so thirsty for this movie. Oh, Fan Bing Bing. Yes. Fan Bing Bing. I've been thirsting for this movie for so long, since I heard Jessica Chastain. She was on the set of X-Men The Dark Phoenix. Not a great movie, written by Simon Kinberg. Didn't do a great job. But they were working on this movie, and I heard the pitch, female international spy movie. I was like, I can't wait, and I've been following it ever since. Because of the pandemic, it kept getting postponed, and it's finally here. It is finally here. I watched it into the theaters. Did not disappoint. Sadly, it was just me and a lesbian couple in the theater. I wish that people would go see female action movies. It got tanked on Rotten Tomatoes, so I'm devastated. But like, I'm on a feud with Rotten Tomatoes because I'm not agreeing with them at all.
Not at all. Interesting. What else have they gotten wrong?
Eternals. They gave it 47% collectively, and didn't like what they had to say about that. And so it's just like, can I just enjoy a film? And I just think about all these like movies in the 90s, these terrible action movies with like Arnold Schwarzenegger. The plot was bad, the acting was terrible, the performances are phenomenal, the plot is great, the twists, the turns, the action sequences, it's so good. And sometimes I don't need to know Roger Ebert's opinion on like a kid's movie too. Sometimes like it's like, do you need to weigh on this? Like, this is what your film degree is for? I don't know.
I understand. Okay, well, let's get you back in a good I'm okay mood.
I went to a dark place. I like that you caught that. I was angry.
Justifiably. Well, I think we're thirsting for better opinions, for people to have better opinions about things. To be more correct in their reviews of things. I respect that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. So, well, that was our Thirsty Thursday, things that we're thirsting for. And as the show goes on, if you remember what you're thirsting for, feel free to say, comment, I'm thirsty for bananas,
Right.
or whatever it is that you want. I shout out to Stacy, who would love to see is a big fan of Wolverine. So I
Yeah.
love that.
Oh,
Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Bub.
Stacey, you're correct
What are
on that.
you?
Wolverine's the
What are you?
best.
So
Yeah.
good. We love it.
It's great.
Okay,
Yes.
Renee,
Yes.
keeping us on our thirstiness.
Oh, I'm very excited about this. Okay, so I am familiar with thirst traps, and I think the way thirst traps are supposed to work is that you see someone scantily clad, and you're supposed to go, well, I'd like to hug them. And I don't have that. What I have is thirst respect. I will be going through Instagram and I'll just see something that somebody has done or created or made or advocated for. And I'm just like, just want to be their friend. Oh, I just want to be their friend so bad. So these are Renee's accidental thirst traps. I don't think they meant for that to happen, but I am in and I want to be their friend. Nick is going to help me out. Nick, our producer, we love you so much.
First of all,
Yes.
I just want to give we're leveling up. Get on up today. We're about to try to use some media tech. So snaps to Renee, because Renee was like, I need to kick it up a notch.
I gotta send some assets. I gotta send some photos.
Use that terminology. I do also want to say, I just want to, Tim shared what they're thirsty for. Upcoming concerts, fingers crossed.
Yes.
And right there with Tim. Tim, I'm also curious, a follow-up question for you, Tim. What specific concerts? Is there a concert that you're really, really jonesing for? I am looking to go to Little Mix is having their, not a farewell tour. They're taking a pause. It's been 10 years. As you all know, I love Little Mix, a British girl group. Love them, love them, love them. They're taking a break. 2 of them just had babies. They're taking a break, but they never tour in the US. So I am having to fly. I have to fly to England, London, and then go watch them perform.
Right. Yep.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, like Tim.
Yes.
Like Tim.
Okay. All right. I feel good for both of you. I feel like you're both going to get to see what you want to see. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right. You ready for these accidental thirst traps?
For those of for people who are just listening, are you going to describe these photos?
Of course, I'm going to describe these photos like I wouldn't describe. Dua Lipa. Tim says. Dua Lipa. You could not be more correct about that. Yes.
So
of course,
fabulous.
that's the concert we all want to see.
I love Dua Lipa. When her Future Nostalgia album came out, that was my #1 listen to album of 2020. I broke it on Apple Music, where the point wouldn't work. I will say sometimes I am afraid. She's gotten better as a performer, but sometimes I'm afraid that she's gonna fall over. She's kind of like she's a kind of lanky, awkward, but she's not gonna stop her from dancing. Not gonna stop her from dancing.
Right.
I just don't want her to fall over.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay. All right. I will describe these photos in absolute detail so that it works for people who maybe don't have the device or visually impaired. We got you, everybody. We got you covered. We got you. We got you. We got you. Okay. So the very first one is an Instagram account called Organized Simplicity, created by Nyla Cerez. And it is just an organized house. And the photos, now can you see what's going on here? I don't know that you can, but it is boxes and jars with labels in an organized way. It's color coordinated and it is so organized. And occasionally Nyla will give me a before and after. So it's chaos turned to organization in a way that is so caretaking and wonderful and lovely. And every time I see it, Jam, I'm over the moon. So to describe it a little more succinctly, it was a pantry of chaos. There's chips, there's juice boxes, there's just chaos all over the place. Nyla comes in. And she makes a box and she labels it snacks. And then she lightly and politely places the chips in the box. She takes the Starburst. She opens it in a jar. She puts it in there. It's, Jam, I can't. I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty for organization. I love it so much.
So when I come over, am I going to find your house is incredibly, oh my gosh, this makes sense.
Yes.
Little peek, but Renee's a Virgo. This completely makes sense. Y'all love your organization. Okay, this makes sense. So I answered my own question. I was like, when I come to your house, will I find everything incredibly organized? Yes. Obviously, if you're following, because it could be aspirational. Your house could be a
100%.
disaster. And you're like, I wish I could be like Nyla.
To be very fair, if I can pull back the curtain, if you believe in astrology, Virgos are very, very concerned with having things organized. They also maybe get labeled perfectionists. But I think what happens, or at least what's
Beyonce's a Virgo.
showcase, right? Exactly. You can
Mhm.
see September 2nd is her birthday. What
Oh,
is
September 4th. I'm sorry.
Oh, wait, who did you say? Oh, Beyonce. I thought you
Beyonce.
said
Yeah.
Nyla, the owner of this. Is it weird that I know her birthday?
Yeah. Wow. First of all, you are so thirsty for Nyla. You had tunnel vision. I said Beyonce. You're like, yes, Nyla.
Yeah, Nyla is probably
Her
who you meant. That's
birthday
probably
is
who you
September
meant.
2nd. I don't think
Yes.
it's weird. I think I love it. I will say
It's
that.
well, and
Like Iconopop, I love it.
I
love
do
it.
think that is a red flag, and that's her. To be fair, I went to her website this morning to make sure that I knew all about her, and then in that I saw because I wanted to present it accurately to you and the people hanging out.
You're
They get
not
on
on
uppers.
trial today. You're not on trial. You're fine. Don't make assumptions.
Don't make assumptions. Don't make assumptions. So, oh wait, hold on. Let me show you what it looks like for some Virgos. So you get that perfectionist thing, and I will start to do what Nyla did. It will not go as well. It will not look as clean. And then the perfectionism gets over me. I'm like, well, if I can't do it right, I won't do it at all. So my house is filled with half organization, half chaos.
You know what? Wait, but what's your rising sign? Maybe that has something
Taurus.
to do with it.
Yeah, so I'm a stubborn
that's your
bull who
bullet
likes to be
child stuff.
comfortable.
Yeah, you're like, it's not working. You just throw it all away. That makes
Yeah.
sense. That's right.
And I think
Yeah.
Tauruses are known for comfort. They just want comfort. So if I'm starting to feel uncomfortable that I'm not perfect, I'm like, well, I'll just take a nap.
Gosh, Renee, I love you so much. I just have to say in the middle of the show, it just I have to. Tim is also going to go see. Wait a minute, Tim, is this correct? You're also going to see ABBA in July. Is that true? Is that what it is? Please let me know. I am freaking out. I love ABBA. I love them so much.
So great.
Love them. I haven't. You know what? Maybe I don't love them as much as I thought because they have a new album and I haven't listened to it. I'm gonna come correct, but
just gonna come correct. Stacy also in the comments with some very helpful tips of if you need to get organized, the one thing you need, Renee, is help. And yes, Stacy, you're correct. Yes, absolutely. Instagram account isn't gonna do it. I need somebody to come over and do it for me. Yes.
Yep. You should. I don't like this phrase, but I'm gonna say it because I'm obsessed with people thinking that I'm cool. I am literally Drew Barrymore and never been kissed. It's like, what's this almost 40-year-old man trying to be a high schooler? Anyways, you can slide into their DMs. I don't like that phrase. I'm never saying it again. It's just, it sounds gross. Don't slide anywhere. Only place you should slide is to the left when you're doing the cha-cha slide. That's it. And then maybe you'll slide to the right because that's the next move. Other than that, there'll be no sliding or sliding down a slip and slide. Only 3 times in your life or into a base and baseball. Only 4 places where it is okay to slide. I'll say that.
No, that all seems right. I was seeing if you missed them, but I don't think so. I think you hit all 4 places that you're allowed to slide. I was going through, and no, you got them all. Those are 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are the 4 places you're allowed to slide.
That's it. And you know what, Renee? You know what?
Yeah,
that is the hill I will die on. I will die on this hill.
You're not
I
wrong
don't
about
want
it.
to be sliding into a gym. You can send me a message in my Instagram, but don't you dare come sliding anywhere else.
Right.
You can also, Stacy, you're right. There are 5. You can also slide down like a slide on a playground. Oh, you're right. That's actually the number 1 place you should be sliding. Number 1.
Yeah, on a slide. Yeah. Makes sense. It makes all the sense in the world. How are we feeling about this segment? Do we need more, or did this one indication of my accidental thirst trip tip you off as just like, oh no, what, we don't need any more?
I love it. Like, can I get feedback on this segment that I'm in the middle of? Should I continue? Listeners, or viewers, get on uppers. What do you think? Should we continue? Give us one more, Renee.
One more. You just want one more. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Just one. Well, I'll give you an option. One's cookie based and one attractive person based, but not for the reason you would think.
Oh,
of those 2, which one do you want?
For Renee, not good. I'm so thirsty for either. Choose your own adventure. Surprise me. I don't know.
Surprise you. Okay. All right. You know what? let's stick with what a nerd I am. Let's go with cookies. Lizzie Bakes. Look at this Instagram account. I gotta show you. It's so great. So Lizzie is a baker who makes sugar cookies, which are those my favorite cookies? Yes, sure. So she's already won me over. But the precision with which she frosts these cookies, and that is not a metaphor or anything other than she's just frosting cookies. So the Instagram is a piping around to make sure that the frosting doesn't drip out of the lines. It is gorgeous. It is rewarding. I love it. I am thirsty to learn how to do it. James, do you want to go to the next segment now? You okay?
You have to keep going because you broke me. I am broken. I can't. This is the new favorite segment, and it needs to be like every day, even when it's not a Thursday. Figure out how it works.
What would happen if we were at a networking event, like a networking event, you and I, and someone brought up, oh, do you know thirst traps? And I was like, yeah, I know thirst traps. And then I just let loose on like organization, cookies. I know how thirst traps work. Would not have made any friends that night.
Well, I also love it because I didn't know where this segment was going. And I just and you're like, I want to do a segment about this. I'm like, great, Renee. Can't wait to see it. Don't know what this is. And this has been my highlight of the week. I have to be honest.
Okay. Well,
I do say the challenge. I'm going to give some live feedback on this segment.
Please do.
How the sausage is made. Y'all are involved.
Yes.
Is that because it's Thirsty Thursday, it's hard for it not to anything to sound. You're trying to keep it on the G train, the PG train. I get it. Yeah. It's hard, but you did a great job. So
hey, thank you. Thank you so much. RIP to this segment forever.
No. I didn't know how. I feel like I got to learn so much about you for one. I feel like I know your Instagram habits, and you know what? I bet this is why, because you're pretty active on Instagram. That's not like Renee, this is all you're doing in your life, but you have fun with Instagram. You're on. I can't do Instagram because I never feel better about myself from it. But that's because who I'm following.
Yeah, you're following the wrong people.
I'm following the wrong people that just make me feel bad about myself, right? Because it's a lot
you gotta follow containers and cookies. That's how you get yourself through an Instagram scroll.
I'm following these actors. So I'm like, oh, I don't have an Oscar, or these guys with these amazingly hot bodies or have these perfect relationships. No wonder why I can't be on the Instagram.
You can't have it. You can't have it.
You're having the time of your life over there looking at cookies and organization.
I gotta tell I couldn't be more happy about it. Now, James, do you want to help our sweet get on uppers and myself get out of this segment and into the next one?
Well, because I feel like I got what I needed out of it.
Okay.
Absolutely. We're gonna keep on tracking. So we're gonna switch gears. I think our thirst has been quenched at this point. And we're gonna switch on over to Thriving Thursday. So we're gonna check on some things that are popping up in the news that we are seeing are thriving. They're doing so well. We want to celebrate these things here. So I'll go ahead. I can kick things off here. Right. Some thriving news. So I have a category. Category is Black lady superheroes. So y'all, Black lady superheroes are having a moment. I'm going to tell you 3 that are having an amazing, that are thriving, living their best lives. So right now, I don't know if you know this, but there is a Batgirl movie that is going to be coming out as a part of she's getting her own movie. So there's a Batgirl movie. It's one of those things. I'm concerned about my memory because I texted my friend. I was like, oh my gosh, the Batgirl movie. And guess who's playing her? And my friend was like, yeah, you told me this 6 months ago.
Oh, sure.
I think I had found this out and then forgot. And then it was re-remembering.
No. That's the way of life these days. Absolutely.
It's so great because it felt like I was hearing it for the first time, because as far as I knew, I was. So there's a new Batgirl movie coming out. It's starring Leslie Grace is playing her. Leslie Grace was in The Heights recently. If you saw that movie. So I'm just excited. A Black Batgirl, and guess who's playing her dad?
Ooh, I want to get this right, and I haven't seen it.
I'm gonna give you a hint. Okay. Guess who's playing? Okay, this is for all the get on uppers. Guess who's playing Batgirl's dad, aka Commissioner Gordon.
Okay,
I'm gonna give you a hint. We talked about him yesterday, and he could be a thirst trap as well.
Who were we talking about yesterday?
He's got some arms. He's got some arms on him, some guns, if you will.
Wait, J.K. Simmons?
J.K. Simmons is
You're
playing
kidding.
her dad.
You're kidding.
Oh, look at Nick.
Nick's ready. Nick's
There
ready.
it is.
Nick's ready.
Look
Nick's got
at
it.
those
Producer
guns.
Nick,
Those
when
guns
you're
on
good,
him.
you're good.
Second Amendment, right? So J.K. Simmons is going to be playing her dad. So that's exciting. So yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
All right. That's amazing. I didn't know he was up to that.
I'd also like to welcome Correct to this is their first time on Backchannel, which also means it's their first time on Get On Up. So welcome, Correct. So glad to have you. You can get involved in the conversation with Get On Up with Jam, myself, and Renee by just saying comment. And then we'll give us a comment, hello, and we'll say it on back. We're glad that you're here. So right now we're talking about news that is thriving. And so I am talking about Black lady superheroes right now are thriving. We've got Leslie Grace playing Batgirl. Also coming out, this is just premiered on the CW. The CW does a lot of like DC, sort of like low budget TV shows, but they're good. They're really good. Right. They did like Arrow, The Flash, Supergirl, Black Lightning. They've got their own little universe, their own little universe there. Okay. There's a new one that is premiering this week, directed and written by Ava DuVernay.
I love her.
So
I love her.
Also a great start. It's just so phenomenal that Ava DuVernay is like, okay, I want to get on this action, and I want like a series starring a Black female superhero. It's called Naomi. And Naomi is based on the DC comic written by Brian Michael Bendis, who, if you all do comics, Brian Michael Bendis is a huge deal. He wrote Powers, Daredevil. He just has revitalized a lot of brands. And David F. Walker, who wrote Deadpool and Luke Cage as well. And anyway, so the idea is that Naomi discovers that she has superpowers after a supernatural event hits her small hometown. So
that's
good. Really excited.
And can I read
you this quote? So Ava DuVernay, when she talked about welcome, Davey, welcome. We're so glad that you're here. Welcome to Get On Up. Glad that you're here. We are just talking about things that are thriving in the news. And there's a new show called Naomi featuring a lead as a Black female superhero. And Ava DuVernay said this. She said, it's not about representation. It's about normalization. We're doing really muscular things that relates to race and gender and class, but we're doing it by playing it normal, like it's just a part of every day. She goes on to say, I say it kiddingly, but it's real. The more you can portray images without underlining or highlighting them and putting a star next to them by showing a different type of hero that centers a girl, a Black girl, that centers different kind of folks, we start to make that normal. And that's a radical and revolutionary thing.
Ava for president. I'm telling you right now. Yeah. I love her so much. She's the best. She's the best.
So great. Yes. And so I'd also be remiss, again, I'm saying like, and maybe I'm doing the thing that she said to not do, but I'm doing it anyways. Other Black lady superheroes are out here thriving. Makari on Eternals, who is a Black deaf superhero.
Yes.
Eternals now on Disney Plus. Monica Rambeau, who is in plays oh my god, I'm blanking their superhero name. I'm gonna take my card away.
No, you're not gonna take your card away. It's 7:47 in the morning. They know you're not held accountable until at least 8 a.m. At least. I would love to help you out.
I know.
Okay,
but
you get 12 minutes.
The last Black superhero that I want to just acknowledge that is also thriving, real life superhero Maya Angelou is becoming the first Black woman to have her likeness depicted on a quarter.
Whoa. Yeah, I love this.
Mm-hmm.
I love this so much that if I had a washer and dryer, I wouldn't use it. I'd still go to the laundromat just so I could use those quarters. I love this so much. So much,
yes,
James.
I know. Yes. I want to get it, and then I just want to like hold on to it. And I think there's some other women. She's not. There's some other women who are also going to be on these quarters as well. And I don't have their names in front of me, but I did want to highlight.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be real good. I love it. It makes me so happy. Yes.
So that's what's thriving that I've seen, given snaps to Black lady superheroes, both real and imagined. What do you see that is thriving?
Yes, I would love to say. First, it's just very obvious right in front of me. It rained the entire holiday season here in Los Angeles. From Christmas until New Year's, it just rained the entire time. And
And is that normal? Is that normal?
No, certainly
Okay.
not at all. And I think it did make it a
We're
little
in the
tricky.
desert.
Right. because like if you stayed in Los Angeles, you had family in town, and then just to be safe, all the plans that you had were outside. So it made it a little tricky. It made a little bit of a soggy holiday. But now it is gorgeous here. The amount of green everywhere, because you go on hikes up in Griffith Park and you're like, well, that mountain's usually brown. What's going on? And now it's green. The best. The best. So that is a literal greenery is thriving in Los Angeles. So if you complained about the rain in December, now you can reap the benefits of all the green right here in Los Angeles now. But I have a more specific one for you. Are you ready for this headline?
I'm ready.
Ready? Geriatric millennials are winning at work right now. Now, so a geriatric millennial is an age between 35 and 44. I'm in that category. You do not have to say if you are not.
Don't like this phrase. I am literally about to start flipping tables like I am on one of those housewife shows, The Real Housewife of the Castro. I'm about to pop off. How dare? Answer is, survey says, yes, I am in that category, and shots fired. I am offended. I don't like this. I'm blacking out.
I love it. I love it so much. You know what is so funny? I think for ladies, if you have a baby past the age of like 19, you have a geriatric pregnancy. So I think girls are just like, oh no, they've been calling us geriatric for years.
I was in a show once with some men who were in there. We're doing a drag version of The Facts of Life. I was playing Tootie, and I was the youngest person in the cast. The other gentlemen or the other ladies, there's a drag version. They were all like in their 40s and 50s. And then we were in the San Francisco Chronicle. The director was like, oh, it's really fun just, when you have some middle-aged men playing high school girls. And I was like, we are not all middle-aged. Maybe y'all. I was so taken aback. And there's nothing wrong with it. When the time comes, I can't wait.
Love it.
But that's not
can't wait to embrace.
That's not where I am right now. That's not where I am.
It's also impossible to know what middle-aged is. You don't know. Maybe I'm making it to 130. You don't know. I could be in my infancy. Or
put me in a box.
Right. Or what if I just make it to 50? Then I'm in my twilight years. So this middle-aged stuff, you're labeling it wrong.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Anyways,
don't come for me.
I am so sorry that I didn't properly prepare you for what I was about to label us. I'm so sorry. I should have thought that through.
How the sausage is made. We have a virtual green room. We connect. And I feel like, Renee, that would have been a great time to prep me.
Would have been a great time to be like, hey, do you have something to throw?
I don't want to get razzled, but I will be referring to you.
You're going to want to.
As a geriatric millennial.
What's interesting, once you work past, and maybe that's why they did it, is they're like, we're gonna punch you down, but then we're gonna give you some good news. If you're willing, if you would like to hear, or we just were furious with this article across the board.
No, keep going. Let's go.
Okay.
But I will say, Stacey's giving you a warning. Renee, you have to be careful.
I got to be careful.
Oh,
I got to be
good
careful.
advice in general.
Just in general. Okay. Stacey, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Always giving me advice. We love it.
Thank you. I respect it. So this came from The Insider, and basically the gist of the article is saying that we are winning in the workplace because we serve as a hybrid role of bridging the communication, because we went to high school pretty much without cell phones or the internet. So we know how to make a phone call. We know how to write a letter. We know how to communicate with the baby boomers.
How to write a letter too, cursive. We got it.
Sure. But we're also savvy enough that we're like, we know what TikTok is. We know it exists. We know how to work a Slack. So we're serving as sort of the conductor between the two generations, and it's making us very hireable.
We're like a generation whisperer. Yeah.
Exactly.
Addison, if you just joined us, Renee has offended me. She called me a geriatric millennial.
We're geriatric millennials.
We are talking about news that is thriving. We're Thriving Thursday. I'm curious where my geriatric millennials at. Holla. You can join in on the conversation. You can say comment, I'm a geriatric millennial. What's the age? What's the time difference? It's 35.
Between 35 and 44 is what they're saying, which is it is scooping in just a little bit of the like, oh, I showed up late for the Gen Xers. Because I think it's technically 81, right? Is when millennials start.
1980.
Okay. So yeah, so it's reaching a hand back to the last few of the Gen Xers.
Like, we're gonna get you too. We're gonna get you too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Whoa. Wow.
Hilarious. Wow. Hilarious.
So because of that, you know what, Renee? I never recovered after you said geriatric millennial.
I know. I picked up on that. Good? I was like, he's not going to hear a word I say for at least 15 minutes. At least. The tantrum that will be going on.
I am
sorry.
Usually I come to the show. It's great. I feel invigorated, and I've been heated today. I don't know what is in my coffee today, but this isn't the first time I'm kind of a little irate. I don't know.
Yeah, I understandably so, and I in hindsight, I can see how labeling you geriatric before 8 a.m.
You already knew. You had time to prepare.
Do you want to hear it? Do you want to hear the truth? Is that you were radiance, you were youth, you were glowing, you were everything. I don't think I always put you right at 28. That's how old I think you are. You're wise beyond your years, but I put you right at 28. So I was like, well, this won't apply to him.
All the references that I know, like, do you think I just spent my time just like studying?
But you're wise beyond your years. Yeah. So wait, hold on. Oh, you know what? There's an asterisk in this article. Geriatric millennials, with the exception of JAM. It's right there. It's right in the article. Right in the article. They cited that it does not apply to you and you alone. So you're good.
No,
you're fine.
I appreciate you trying to, curb my tantrum, as you pointed out. I'll accept it. It's just like, you know what it is? You all got to witness me taking information. Like, I was having a live experience, and I believe in bringing my full authentic self to you all. I will be as real as possible. It's product.
Well, but I think this show is all about helping, all about getting on up, all about improving, all about growing. So what if we give the insider feedback? Geriatric is not the word that you want to be using. What do we want to put in front of it?
Well, I think this kind of goes to, and Tim brings up a hilarious point, as Tim always does.
Tim, you're the best.
I wonder if dinosaurs were like, I'm Triassic or I'm Jurassic, like they had like different, like, you Triassic over there,
right.
And maybe I would actually be okay if we use that. I would be okay if they were like to say Jurassic millennials. I'd be okay with that. It means old, right? Are
you sure?
It means, it's like old. It's fun. I love Jurassic Park. It's a good brand. I'd sign on that. Better than geriatric. Welcome, Aaron. It's Aaron's first time on Backchannel, which also means it's your first time. Welcome to Get On Up with JAM and Renee. You just came in. We're wrapping up Renee offending me. So
I mean, I think you could look at it two ways. Renee offending me.
Jurassic Men is the new title of this segment.
I love it. So, Aaron, here's what we're trying to figure out. If instead of geriatric millennials, what would you call it? I have a pitch. I have a pitch that I think maybe you'll like.
Just geriatric millennial is, as this article has defined, which I can't. I'm gonna cry repeating it. 35 to 44, they are saying that we are geriatric millennials. So also let us know if you are also part of this geriatric millennial. We're in the process of rebranding. I and Tim have been workshopping this idea of Jurassic millennial. I think that's fun. Stacey likes Jurassic.
Let me on into this club, James. Won't you let me on into this club? Numerous times I've said I've had a pitch that I think you'll like. Do you want to hear it? I would love to tell you.
I think I'm scared the last time you said something, it sent me on a tizzy. I've not been able to recover. Okay, Renee, yes, what's your pitch?
No, that's only fair. Okay, so just hear me out. I don't know that it'll fix it, but I do have a need to fix it. So I think you and Tim are correct that Jurassic is where it's at. But what if we just take a quote from Jurassic Park? As you'll recall, they called one of the dinosaurs a clever girl. So what if it's clever girl millennials? Could you work with that?
Oh, okay. It's kind of like girl boss, but like, not.
Right. But applies to everyone. What we know is that it's a savvy dinosaur. is what we know.
Okay. Clever girl millennials. I kind of like it because it also reminds me of like easy, breezy, beautiful, clever girl, right? And then we could do a marketing campaign. And I love being easy. I love being breezy. And I love being a clever girl. I'm there. You've won me over.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to hear it. I am so sorry. I will spend the rest of my life making this up to you. My life. I now
it. And well, Aaron, I love it. We're sharing facts about ourselves. Aaron, which I think is also letting us know that Aaron is also part of the clever girl millennials.
Yes.
Aaron just says, I call it my bones hurt. So there's also that, the my bones hurt millennials. There's also
Aaron, you're not wrong. That's exactly it. Every morning. Yeah, my bones hurt. That's new.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, do that, you know. Drink water. My recommendation though, like this is what I got from Cicely Tyson's book. I was already kind of doing it. So I was like, okay, success leaves clues. Drink at least, she does 4 glasses of water first thing in the morning. So I do 2. So drink 2 glasses of water first thing in the morning. Help you just flush out your system and keep your skin fresh. Because we're easy, breezy, beautiful, clever girls.
Yes, absolutely. And it's working. You look fantastic. James, I want to get you out of this segment. I don't want to keep you here any longer. Get out of here. Get out of here.
This is the second time that you have said, I got you into a segment, James. I want to get you out.
You seem very upset. Let's leave.
Renee, can you set us up? Will you reintroduce for those who are just joining who we are, what we're doing, and how they can
love nothing more.
How much they love us.
More. You have gotten yourself into Get On Up with Jam and Renee. The way that you got here is you said to your trusty device, open Backchannel. If you're like, I don't know how this happened, but I want to come back, you just say open Backchannel. And if you're like, well, how are they reading what people are saying? The way that you do that, you just say comment and then say your comment afterwards. You can participate. Come on in here.
Yeah. And if you are maybe watching us on a different device or on the YouTubes, I honestly am still catching up on all the ways that you can watch and or listen. And you want to get involved, you just open up your Echo device and then you'll see us and you'll be able to get involved. You'll get the full experience as much as possible and be able to comment because we want to know what you're thinking. We want to know. I feel like, some people have gone silent. I feel like I'm not the only person who was offended by your last.
No, I know. And I have a apology tour to go on as soon as we log off. I'm going to every person's home individually. And I will say, I am so sorry.
And you know what? You're already off to a great start because I like that you didn't start it with, I'm sorry if you were offended.
No. There's no. This was entirely on me. You were perfect in every way. And I apologize.
That's okay. I appreciate it. All is forgiven. So Renee, it's Throwback Thursday. That's us time traveling back. And so Throwback Thursday. And every Thursday, we're going to do a little segment called Throwback Thursday. And we're going to talk about a little thing about history. I love history. And I want y'all to be able to, the next event you go to or party you go to, you can be like, oh, did you know? So I'm going to ask y'all, have you ever heard of a place called Seneca Village? Have you heard of a place called Seneca Village?
I have not. How about, let's say
anybody
comments?
My follow-up question then to you and the Get On Uppers, have you ever been to Central Park?
Yes.
Or heard of it?
Yes. Yes.
Well, that's where Seneca Village used to be. Seneca Village used to be where Central Park is. So you've been there. And Stacy says, no, I have not. I haven't as well. And I love a little confession. Aaron says that they are working out while they're listening. And
Aaron, I love that multitask.
Thanks for the photo there, Nick. Appreciate it. So you can kind of see where it used to live. Awesome. Cool. Thanks, Nick. Oh, and then to the background, Nick, you are working out with this tech. I gotta say,
we have options
because they're killing it out here. So before Central Park was created, the landscape, which is now, it went from West 82nd Street to West 89th Street. Which you may have seen there on that map if you were able to see that. And that's where Seneca Village was. And just giving you some background to it, by 1855, the village consisted of approximately 225 residents and made up of roughly about 2/3 African Americans, 1/3 Irish immigrants, and there were some German folks there. So it was just really like this blend of folks who were
The
really
coolest
kind of
place in New York. My God.
and
Yeah.
it's pretty much the ostracized people. The people were getting the most sort of harassment there in New York City, and they found their own space. And the idea is that, Seneca Village allowed residents to live away from, where the rest of lower Manhattan, it was just slums. It was unhealthy, so much racial discrimination there. And they were like, okay, look at all this land that just isn't used. I know it's hard to imagine that there was unused land in Manhattan, but in
Right.
1855 there definitely was.
Yeah.
What I wanted to do also too is to take a step back further and always talk about, but whose land was it before even that, right? I think it's always
Yeah.
important. There's a really great website. I don't have it now. I'll try to get it to y'all tomorrow. But you can see where, if you're in the United States or anywhere in the Americas, you can see whose land you actually are on. And I think it's important to always recognize whose original land this was, as the genocide of Native Americans that happened. So in Manhattan, it was the Lenape who first encountered the Europeans in the 1500s. That's actually a photo, Nick. We'll come to this one in a moment, but thanks for being on it. But the Lenape, they in 1626 they had sold, and I'm using air quotes, sold Manhattan to Peter Minuit, who was a director of the Dutch settlement, for 60 guilders, which is about $24 at the time, worth of trade goods. But here's the thing. The Lenape, they didn't see this transaction as handing it over. They were like, okay, we're all gonna, share this land and be here. They had it was not this idea. They didn't have the same idea of like ownership of land as this westernized culture had. And so then the Dutch came in. They're like, great, ours. It's now called New Amsterdam. And many of the Lenape died from diseases brought by the Europeans and died out. And the ones that didn't die found new places to go. And then England then got New Amsterdam and named it New York. And so that's the start of there. So there's the bedrock. That's the bedrock of what Seneca Village is, right? And so then in 1825, Nick, here's that picture that we're gonna have coming up here.
There we go. Nice.
1825. So John and Elizabeth Whitehead, not these two here, they subdivided the land into 200 lots. And so Andrew Williams, who I believe is the one that you'll see here on the left, and for those of you who can't see, he's a very dapper Black man he's got a bow tie. He's got the old-timey photo. It's black and white, just looking good, looking great. That's
right.
Andrew Williams, 25 years old. He bought the first 3 lots for $125, which I feel like is a lot of money back then, but he was saving up. He did it. And then Epiphany Davis, who's on the right, she is fabulous. She looking great as well. First of all, her name is Epiphany Davis, which I
that alone. My goodness. Yeah.
Love that name. So we already know my first child's name is gonna be Epiphany.
Yes.
Epiphany. Like, I love it. Her parents are like literally like, I had an epiphany. And they literally
name it.
They had literally epiphany. Yeah.
James, these photos are fantastic. These are everybody looks great. Everybody looks great. I'm loving it so much. Okay. Yeah.
And so Epiphany Davis, she was a store clerk. She bought 12 lots for $578. The AME Zion Church also purchased another 6 lots. And then boom, a community was born. There's this community that is there. And so from 1825 to 1832, the Whiteheads continued to sell more of these land parcels, mostly to Black folks. And by the early 1830s, there are approximately 10 homes in the village there. So what is also, you got this community that's bizzing and bopping there, and it's like, why isn't it there today? And there's some evidence that residents, they had gardens, raised livestock in Seneca Village, and there's the nearby Hudson River. They could go fishing, so they were just living their best lives there. And by the mid 1850s, there's probably about 50 homes, 3 churches, a burial ground, and a school for Black students.
Oh, I love
Some
this.
complaints.
Okay. Okay.
What's
Yeah, they've got
interesting
a
about that
place.
burial ground is that you're chopping around Central Park
Yeah.
playing frisbee.
Yeah.
It could be on some of the bodies of
Right.
here, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. 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 Okay.
So this was a thriving Black community, and it allowed people to, live again away from the densely populated areas. And think about like gangs of New York, right?
Mhm.
It's dangerous down there. Like they're like, I don't want to be down here. And then what gangs of New York does not even include is there's no Black people there. So, but
Right.
they were there, but the movie had to explore like racism, things like that. They're like, well,
Sure.
I'm not gonna touch on that. So,
Right.
so they were like, it's not a good place, not a great place to be, very, very dangerous. And so they created this new remote space. Hard to believe that it was there in Manhattan, this like, village, livestock, what?
Yeah.
Outrageous. So by 1855, about half of these folks owned their own homes. And so with property ownership came the right to vote, which
Ha
was not
ha.
normally held by Black
Right.
folks in the city. So
Right.
they had property, they could then vote. And then in 1821, you know how folks are going to be. And it's interesting because everything old is new again, because you're seeing the right to
Yeah.
vote be in jeopardy for
Yep.
many folks,
Yep.
right? And it's so interesting, this limiting idea of like limiting people's access to vote. It's like, I want whatever the most popular thing is, let's have it. Let's have more people participating. In 1821, they required that African American men had to own at least $250 in property to be able to vote, and had to have residency for at least 3 years to be able to vote. So you had to buy your house, have this money on the side, and then you were going to be able to vote. So it's like these rules just making up, but I live here. I'm here, I was born here. That should be enough.
Right. Whew. Okay.
Yeah.
This is, and you know what? As you're saying all this, I'm like, oh, I've absolutely heard about this village. And there is the smallest tribute in Central Park still, right? I feel like that's where I first, yeah. Okay. All right.
Yep, you're already getting to the end where I'm like,
Nope,
if you want to
okay.
hear more, there's a small plaque in Central Park where you
God.
can read all about this.
Right.
But
Right.
Renee, this kind of contradicts this. I don't know if you and let us know, get on uppers. I'm curious. Similar to Renee, have you ever heard of Seneca Village? Any of this surprising to you? Have you heard about it? What are your thoughts? What are your reactions? I know, Aaron, you're in the middle of lunges and bench presses. Just go comment.
Right.
I've never heard of this.
Never thought about
Strong.
it.
But Renee, I had
Yeah.
heard. I remember a high school teacher, and I look back at my high school programming.
Right.
Very faulty.
Not great. Not
Very
great. Not
faulty
great.
programming.
Not great.
Not
Yep,
in the
none of
sense
them.
that like my high school teacher let his own political beliefs go like I affect my young 17-year-old mind.
Sure.
He once told me that he told us that Fox News was the only news that we could trust. So I went home and I watched Fox News every day after
boy,
school.
buddy.
Things like that. And so I also had heard that like, oh, there was a shanty village that was in Central Park, and that's why they just got rid of that. That's what you hear all the time. Like, oh, there are people who are living there, but it was shanties, right?
Right.
This is not the case. You saw the picture of Epiphany Davis. You think Epiphany Davis is living in a shanty?
There's nothing shanty. Yeah.
Nothing shanty about it at all.
Yeah.
And Stacey points out that there's a song about Central Park. There's also a TV show
on Apple.
On Apple TV.
And you know what's interesting about that is that in that TV show, there is one person, one family who lives in Central Park. It would have been nice to be like, hey, where'd you get that house? James, so wait, can you, do we want to know why that no longer is there? I mean, of course we want to know.
We're gonna we'll continue on this thing. But like again, and not to say that there were some shanties there, but there were most lived in 2-story homes. And that's a shanty, sign me up. I would love a shanty then. Like that's
what I would give to live in a shanty. Yeah.
There you go. 2-story shanty, sign me up. In the census records also show that the most of these folks, the Black folks who were there, were working as laborers and service jobs. And so again, you have the children who are attending school. This is not a shanty town at all. People are living here. So what happened? During the early 1850s, the city began planning for a large municipal park, and they're like, okay, well, where are we going to go? Because they're like, oh, it's so unhealthy. We need a park. We need a space. Right. And they were like, well, let's do it right here. And so where these people are living. It's mostly black people, whatever. And so then in 1853, the New York State Legislature enacted a law that set aside 775 acres of land in Manhattan from 59th Street to 106th Street between 5th and 8th Avenue. I feel like they could have built it around this community. Like they could have, there were options.
They could have.
There were options. And so how do they legally get this? Well, the city acquired the land through eminent domain, and that's a law that allows the government to take private land for public use with compensation paid to the landowner. This will not surprise you that a lot of these folks were like, we were not properly compensated. There were about 1,600 inhabitants who were displaced. And although landowners were compensated, like I said, it's arguable about the right amount, you know. And so by 1857, all those residents were no longer there, and research is underway to determine where they relocated to. And that's the that's the journey.
Oh boy, I hate this.
Yeah, great photo. Yeah, this is about, you can see the demolition. And I like, there's a picture that Nick just put up here that I do like. It kind of shows you where in Central Park. And Central Park is huge. It's so huge. Yeah. And it's like this little neighborhood. I mean, it wasn't a lot of the neighborhood. They really could have left part of it. And right now, archaeologists are actually digging in that area to they're finding artifacts like iron tea kettles, roasting pans, stoneware, fragments of Chinese export porcelain, the fancy fabric, all this stuff. So it existed for 32 years, and we just got to, that was our Throwback Thursday to Seneca Village.
No, that's incredible. Okay, Nick, I'm so sorry. Can we put that map so that everybody can see where I can see that X is? Because we both used to live near. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so like right by the lake, right? Which is a man-made lake.
Yeah.
So
it is a man-made lake. So like you probably could have, I don't know, there's all these things that you made up Central Park. It could have been anything.
Right.
And I mean, we know why this happened. It didn't happen to a predominantly white community. It happened specifically to a predominantly black community that was being successful. And you know what? There are examples of this all over the United States in different towns. This happened in what is now Hayward in California. This happened. It was called Russell City. Something very similar happened. And so you got to throw it back. Yeah.
Gosh, it's so. I thank God for you, James, because I used to run the loop of Central Park every day, and I vividly remember seeing the plaque and reading about it, and then, I mean, I guess at that point, because that was 10 years ago, and we didn't really think about things the way that we should think about things, and I was just like, why did they do that? And I just left it a why they do that without a lot of knowledge. Now I'm like,
all right. Dog listening to Kesha is like, well, woke up in the morning feeling like he did it.
Yeah.
Well, there it is. Again, it's important for us to go back to history, so that we're doomed to repeat it.
Yeah.
And, also, I think I forgot that you were living in New York. What neighborhood were you in?
So I started out at 116th and 5th, which is great. Yep, exactly. So you just take the red line up and down, and then
I love that's great. We would have been neighbors, Renee. We would have been neighbors.
Where were you?
Kind of. My last place that I was at was 128th and 5th.
Oh gosh, we would have been so close. Yeah, you're just one stop up. Yeah, that's great. Well, should we go back?
I had the luxury of being a 10-minute walk from also the 456 or to the 23, or I could walk it in 15, make it to the ABCD.
That's pretty nice. Yeah, no, I had the exact same thing. Yeah, exactly. Green line, yellow line, right?
Renee, if you were in New York, I would stay. I would have stayed. I would still be there.
Well, our timing was just off. The thing that's so interesting about people who live in LA who move to New York is that you're not going to be able to hang. You can't do it that way. You got to go to New York and then go to LA. If you experience how cushy and warm and groovy Los Angeles is, no way will you last in New York. If you do it the other way.
My problem, I'm California born. I lived in California. I also worked on a cruise ship where we were primarily in the Caribbean. So then to go to New York, I did my 4.5 years, and I was like, never
No, well, sure. And I'm from Colorado, so I was like, "Pff, I got this. But New York does cold in a whole new way because Colorado does
Okay.
dry cold, and New York does, oh no, we're an island, and all that
Yeah.
cold water is gonna
It's
come get you. What a
Yep,
gift.
absolutely. Oh yeah. I just noticed that it
Yeah.
says that this show is actually The Drive with Mario Smith. So that's fun.
Oh,
I just now
no.
noticed that. Is it
Listen, it's Thirsty Thursday, right? It's what we aspire to. Yeah, we wish we were
I'm
the drive with
honored.
Mario
We
Smith.
wish we were The Drive with Mario
We wish,
Smith. Like,
but
thank
we're
you,
not.
Mario.
Or
I
get on
just
up with Jam and Renee.
just in case you are joining, we are not Mario Smith, and this is not The Drive, but we are Get On Up. I am Jam, and that is Renee. Good things you notice at
We
8:20.
got the whole team. We got the whole team here. Now, James, the pivot here is not a proud one. I'm not thrilled about this because we just learned so much and such valuable knowledge. So then to take it to as campy as everyone's going to get whiplash. I'm embarrassed. I'm
But
embarrassed.
that's how you
Yeah.
get on up. Because
Well,
here's what it is, Renee. You got knocked down with a lot of information, but we have to get on up, right? We have to
now
keep
it's time
going.
to
We're not
now
gonna let
it's
this
time
defeat us. We're gonna get on up. So help
to
me up,
get
Renee. I
on
fell
up.
down.
Okay, so this is a segment called What Would You Do? Wherein you're watching a TV show or a movie and you're observing the behavior in the scene and you put yourself in the scene and you wonder, what would you do? So
Wait,
the
Renee,
example.
I misunderstood the assignment. So I also have some what would you do scenarios pulled from headline stories
Sure.
and
Yeah.
also things that have happened to people I know. So
I'll take that. I will also okay,
yeah.
well, we'll oscillate back and forth.
Okay.
Or we can just do yours.
I just have
Which
two.
would you rather?
I just have two.
Oh, you
No,
just have
let's
two.
go back and forth. You kick it off, and we'll go back and forth.
So I tried to pick like in the zeitgeist lexicon, everybody knows these references. I don't know if I nailed it, but let's try. So, friends, whether you watched it or you didn't, you were probably familiar with the scene where Ross is trying to move a couch up the stairs, and his two friends are helping him. And they are trying to help, but it's like you got to turn the couch around a corner, and so the friends are just helping him. That's all they're trying to do is help. And then Ross starts to scream at them over and over again, pivot, pivot. It is hilarious. You will laugh every time you watch it. But if you were actually helping a friend move a couch up the stairs and that friend started to earnestly scream at you, pivot, what would you do?
I would probably yell back at them, shut up. I probably would stop and walk away and be like, you need to chill out and calm
No,
down.
I cannot.
I probably would be done. Also, I don't know that I would be in the situation because I would just hire a tasker and be like, I'm like, oh,
Right.
you need help? Hiring
Yeah.
you a tasker. That's
Right.
so the situation I would never be in it. But if I was, I would yell back. I don't, if someone else, I'm not the kind, especially in that situation because it's heavy, I'm holding it.
Yep.
I don't think that I have the patience or space, and I don't want to be here. I hate this. Why am I
This
here?
is not fun for me.
You're
This is not fun for
yelling.
me. Now, my experience of you, James, is you were so good at diffusing tension. You're so good at just like,
Not when I'm
it's okay.
holding a couch.
Fair. That's completely
Not when
fair.
I'm holding a couch and we're helping you move. My least favorite activity is is moving.
Feel like you would offer them at least a one time, and don't let me tell you what you would do, but it is my experience of you that you would be like, are you seriously yelling pivot at me right now? Like you would try to make them self-aware of their behavior. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I hope it's one of those things that, after you do a situation and you have like an emotional outburst hangover or like oh, I wish I would have done that other thing. I think that what you described is that thing that I'm like, oh, I wish that's the person that had shown up.
Oh, I see. Maybe a better way to have done it is that. Yeah.
You get that. You're like, you replay it in your mind. You're like, why didn't I respond in that? And you know what? To your point, I like how there's always something silly that you bring up, and I'm like, no. Let's unpack this here. Let's have a super soul. Let's have a super soul Sunday moment.
Yeah.
I do find that oftentimes 9 out of 10, if I had an emotional hangover moment, aka an outburst that I didn't take a beat to be present and to practice kindness in the moment, even if the person is just wiling out, right? It's wiling out Wednesday and they're doing it, even though it's Saturday. If I would have shown up with humor I always think like, oh man, I wish I would have shown up with humor. There's something about it that's so diffusing, and it's finding like the humor in those moments. And that was the thing. Susan, welcome to Get On Up. First time on Backchannel, which means it's your first time with Get On Up with Jam and Renee. And we are playing a little game called What Would You Do? Where we're throwing different scenarios and we're asking the Get On Uppers and ourselves, what would you do?
What you do? What would you? Okay, so I think we can. You guys. If someone was screaming pivot at you while you were volunteering to help them move, would you keep trying? Would you keep trying, or would you say, okay, that's?
Stacy says that they would say, stop, please, do not yell. It really hurts my ears. I like that because it's just like the fact of like it's hurting my ears, and lets them know, hey, you're hurting me, and maybe that person didn't even realize. Again, don't make assumptions. Don't take anything personal, as we had learned yesterday with our 4 agreements. Maybe they didn't realize that they were hurting you or that they're being ridiculous, and so you kind of need that person to reflect. Hey, chill out, man. This is a lot.
Take it a second. Just take it.
Absolutely.
We also got Philip here. Philip is also here. Philip, we're so happy to have you.
Perfect timing, because we need your help to figure out what would you do. Okay, Renee, I got a what would you do.
Okay, you got it. Here we go.
This is ripped from the headlines. Renee's going to give you something silly. I'm going to give you something that is ripped from the headlines. So this happened. A woman from Virginia says that her husband will punish her if she attends gay nephew's wedding. What would you do?
James.
Renee was not ready for this.
Absolutely not. This is my geriatric. What you have offended me with, and that this human exists, is so absolutely unacceptable to me. I would absolutely frame him for murder and get him locked up for the rest of his days. And that is the appropriate response. How very dare punish me? But you are not my keeper. You are not. We are partners. You don't get to punish anything. Oh.
I've never I have to say, y'all, I've known Renee for a very long time. I have never seen her so angry or react this way before.
Not.
There's
Absolutely
so many
not.
things wrong with this. Of like the punishment.
No.
They're married for I think it's 17 years.
Absolutely not.
What I read.
No.
Yeah. No, married for 40 years. And she said that he's always had pretty much the last word on everything. But I know I will resent him if I don't go. Yeah.
I hope that you grieve him, because I'm gonna murder him. That's absolutely unacceptable in any way, shape, or form. There is no you're missing context that makes any of that okay. How do you feel about it, James?
And I'm also curious, Get On Uppers, if your partner said, listen, if you attend that gay wedding, I'm gonna punish you.
Yeah.
Like you're Sailor Moon or something.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think I am a gay man, so I don't know why my partner would be like, you can't go to that. But I guess if there's like anything, if like, let's say it was, I don't know, a Jewish friend's wedding or something, like my partner, there was some sort of like identity that person had, and my partner was adamant because they were pretty much being xenophobic. I think it would be, for one, poo-poo on me that I am just now coming to realize this about my partner. Like, clearly there were 40 years. 40 years? Come on.
Certainly not.
Certainly not.
No.
Judith.
Absolutely not.
Oh,
no.
Come on. Yeah.
No.
I feel like I would love to, hopefully I would have had the foresight ahead of time and be like, this is not the person for me. But sometimes you get blinded, the honeymoon phase. Maybe I was in a 40-year honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
People change as well. Maybe a partner, just got down on the wrong track. I think it's hard, but it's time to go. It's time to go. And if I'm having to write into advice columns or even come on to Get On Up to get advice about this, I feel like I already know the right answer. Right.
That's fair. Just in general, be it a parent, be it a coworker, be it a partner, can we eliminate punish? Punish is not a thing. I'll work with consequence. There can be consequences if you did something poorly. There are consequences. But punishing? Get out of town. Absolutely not. No.
Dang,
No.
this is the hill that Renee will die on. I love it. I love seeing y'all riled up, Renee. Wow.
I don't. Yeah, that infuriated me real quick.
You will not punish.
No. Oh my
lot.
God.
It's a lot.
I can't. Yeah. I do feel, that you were 100% right. And if I had put myself, like the fact that didn't come up. So if I'm like really sincere, I think I would have given the exact same reaction. I think there would have been a lot of screaming and this is over and I'm going to try to frame you for murder. I think that would have been an authentic step of how.
So you're going to Gone Girl him. You're gonna Gone Girl him essentially.
Yeah, don't you dare. Oh my God. No, absolutely not.
Okay. Do you have another what would you do scenario for us?
Okay. Well, I feel like I got to lighten it up. I have to lighten it up a little bit. And this is for you, James. I made this one just for you. Just for you. Okay. So the very, very, very first Spider-Man, the one that came out in 2002. This is for you.
It's you. Yep. You got the facts, the date. I am listening.
I got you. So that was Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst, right?
You're just nailing everything, Renee, this morning.
I love you so much.
I don't remember the thing that I was upset with you about earlier. God.
And I know that this was taken directly from the comic book, so I appreciate that. But I want to do a real life thing. So the moment I'm talking about, so Spider-Man's hanging upside down. Kirsten Dunst gives him a little smooch. In real life, I feel like I would have been like, do you want to just hop down? Do you just want to? I don't know how to upside down kiss.
You're talking about the upside Spider-Man kiss everybody fell in love with. Renee's like, let's talk about this moment. This iconic moment.
You're hanging up there and there doesn't seem to be an immediate need to bounce right back up. Yeah.
But Renee, think about this though too. I want to add that you're missing a key component.
Okay,
your life was in danger. Your life was in danger. He saved your life.
Okay.
I also actually now we're going deep about this moment. Yeah. I don't know what, and I'm not. Here's the thing. There's two different things. I don't know his personality. I also don't know what he looks like. How am I just gonna kiss this man? I don't know. And they only did just it was just the lips, right? It was just like the lips. Yeah. So I also don't know that I actually don't. Even if he was not upside down, I'm thinking about it. I don't know you. And I'm just gonna kiss you because you saved my life. But maybe you're caught up in the moment. I've never been Mary Jane Watson, so I don't know.
You wouldn't have done a nose boob, just a thank you.
Yeah. Well, I think one thing though as well is I have done, but I've done a Spider-Man kiss before.
Yeah. Uh-oh. How did you do a Spider-Man kiss? How did this happen? Tell us everything.
Has anybody else done a Spider-Man kiss with their boo? Essentially what you do is just if you're laying on the edge of the bed and someone's head is just upside down, and then you're like Spider-Man kiss. Or even if maybe their head is on your lap on the couch, and you can just go like Spider-Man kiss.
Sweet. Okay, I get you. Okay, I can see it that way. I can see it that way.
But yeah, I mean, Spider-Man kiss.
No, I guess I have done that. If Spider-Man were there, and I was just like, oh, I just feel like I would ask him if he wanted to hop down, and if he was just like, no, I'm good up here.
Now I need this movie to be recreated, and you're playing Mary Jane. The music is swelling, the rain is happening. You just had your life saved, and he's about to be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, this is weird. I need you to hop down." And you know what? For those actors, it was very weird because Tobey Maguire had rain because he's upside down. The rain is coming and it's going in his nose. It was not a cute scene. So because it's like he's being waterboarded.
Oh, right. Oh, bless him. Okay.
Getting kissed and there's water going up his nose.
So in practice, I bet he would have also preferred the option to hop down real quick.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Will says, I think I would do it wrong. Yeah, and that's fair. Here's the thing, Will, to your credit. Again, we get movie magic. It's like the old Instagram, essentially, right? We only see the beautifulness of it. We don't know the trauma and the drama behind the camera of what it took to do it. Yeah. So, if it was Tom Holland though, Will, I am right there with you about the Tom Holland thing. I have such a little crush on Tom. Actually, I have a crush on 2 out of 3 of the Spider-Mans.
Yeah.
Guess which one? So we already know Tom Holland. What's the other Spider-Man that I have a crush on?
3.
What do you think? Get on uppers.
Yeah, I think it's a Tick Tick Boomer, right? What's his name?
There it is. It's a Tick Tick Boomer.
What's his name?
Sure, loves that. Andrew Garfield. I love Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield. Andrew Garfield. Yeah.
Andrew Garfield is also so. I think that he's on the queer spectrum. He was also one of the ones that was like when he was doing Spider-Man. He was like, oh, because he had Gwen Stacy, and he was like, if we do MJ, it should be a guy. He's like, I think Spider-Man should be bisexual. And then Sony was in an uproar. And he had to Will said if it's not Andrew, I'm going home. Stay here, Will. We're on the same page. It is absolutely Andrew Garfield. Golden Globe winner Andrew Garfield of Tick Tick Boom, I mean, he was so hot in that too. Just playing Jonathan Larson.
He's great. He's great. He's so talented. He's so talented. Okay, so I think the consensus is they did it right, and I would have Virgo'd up the scene in a way that ruined it.
But it's not wrong. It's just different. Okay, I have one for you, and I think we can do it because it's 8:30 in the morning. I think we're a little bit woken up.
Let's see if we got this.
This was Thirsty Thursday at the top of the show. We're kind of bringing it back. Sometimes people will be a little bit too thirsty. This is a real life scenario that happened to my friend's ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
They accidentally sent inappropriate videos to their boss while very drunk.
Ugh.
What? And I'll tell you what ended up happening afterwards. But let's say you were not in a good place in your life.
God. Yeah.
And your inappropriate videos.
Right.
You sent it to your boss. What would you do?
I don't think there's any coming back from that.
Yeah.
I think you get a new job as fast as you can. And I think like you call it out as much as you can call out, and you try to do it in person, because if you do it over text, it's still gonna feel lingering. So I think and you also like offset it to them. I've just been like, this was the most mortifying thing that's ever happened to me. I want to take care of you. What in this moment do you need for me to make that right? Because this is awful. This is absolutely awful. So how can I make this right? For what of this? I can ignore it. I can apologize publicly. Whatever you need that'll make you feel vindicated.
Well, my friend also works in HR, so it was like, what should I do? And Will says that I would have no choice but to just pass away. And absolutely, like, what a dead moment. Like, had you so dead. And I think you're absolutely right. Like, there is no coming back to him. And he said to my friend, he was like, what should I do? And to your point, Renee, my friend was like, you leave that job right away. You bow out gracefully. You say, like, I'm sorry, and I'll pack everything up. Here's my computer. I'm out, you know? But I like Stacey's approach though, too. The best thing you can do is apologize for your mistakes. Because, everyone's, no one's perfect. These things happen.
It wasn't intentional. Yeah. So, how did that end?
So also to backtrack. So, it's, my friend's ex-boyfriend. So it was also a very gay video, which, and they worked at a construction company. So it was a very like older straight white man. And he just was like, he was fired immediately, and then they gave him 2 days severance, but he was upset that they was like, that's all they gave me. And they were like, you're so lucky that they gave you 2 days severance. So that's I heard that scenario, and it's just one of those, you hear that, I was dying on the inside. It was so
you're just like,
what a horrific.
I couldn't dare. I could not dare. Yeah. Crazy.
Will said, do we get to see it? No, Will, we do not. I think this person's been through enough. But Will's on brand because it is Thirsty Thursday. So we see you, Will. We'll
thank you.
Thirsty over there.
Thursday. I love it. How do we feel? Was that enough? Do we feel okay about this? Well, because it's heavy. The last one I have is really, really heavy. So let's
in reverse order, Renee.
Okay, yeah. So I know, right? So switch that around a little bit.
That's okay.
Okay, are you sure? Well, but I think we can get it out, and I think it can just be like an appreciation for bravery. So Saving Private Ryan, the lighthearted film, opens on a scene of the U.S. soldiers invading Normandy. And what it is known by the history books is
Oh, Renee, hello. Oh no. Did we lose? Is Renee frozen? Oh
You're
wait,
working.
Renee.
Yes.
Are you? Oh wait,
You know
sorry, you froze for
Yes.
me. I don't know if you froze for anybody else, but I got you. Okay.
Okay.
We're on the
All right,
beaches of
perfect.
Normandy, and what
Normandy.
happens?
Well, you're on the boat, and you're the front line of boat that's about to land at Normandy. And to watch that, I was just like, never in a million years would I have stayed on that boat. I've just been like, I am food for the fishes. I would rather get attacked by a shark. The courage and the bravery and the anticipation of that. I'm not cut of that cloth. I am a coward, is what that movie has taught me.
So you're saying if we were in that boat, what would we do? That's your scenario? Renee, I love you so much. I love you so much. Where did that come from?
I wanted to run the gamut.
You did. You really did. You are like Lily James. You've got range. Move over Meryl Streep. You've got range here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So I don't. Renee, it's one of those situations. I just would have never ended up. I would never be in that situation.
Yep.
I probably would have just went. I'm a coward in a way too. I just would have went to jail. I'm like, not going. I'm a coward. I'm a deserter.
There's a draft. All right, I'll be happy to.
Gonna go to prison, write a book.
Over here. Yeah. Nope. Can't do it.
What about you, Get On Uppers? You're on the boat headed into Normandy. What would you do? What a lighthearted morning situation,
I was gonna
Renee.
end with Spider-Man, but then I was freaking out about the lady who was getting punished by her husband, and so we needed lighthearted sooner. And then you're like, "Give me one more," and I'm like, "I don't think you want it," and I did give you the option.
That was my closer already. You're like, that was already my closer, and that's why you were like, "Are you sure? I think we should just go to the next segment." I'm like, "No, we got 3 minutes, Renee. Let's go on."
I think it's in the dog game. She can see what the next thing is.
I see why you were yep. And then look, Will, again, no choice but just to pass away. Yeah, I know. These were tough scenarios.
I know.
To be fair, I didn't have the easy, none of my situations were fun or lighthearted either. So really, you brought the fun, but really,
I do think it's going to be fun for years down the road. It's like, hey, remember in the first week when you asked people what they would do if they were on the boat in Normandy?
Oh, and then before that, we asked, what would you do if you sent inappropriate photos to your boss? Yeah, remember when? Great. We just get cut off, canceled, done.
Yeah,
right,
that's fair. It's not, Renee, I can't see you. Yeah, because we're not on the air.
Yeah, we're not
pulled the plug. Yeah.
Well, Renee, do you want to help us close out our Thursday today? What are we doing next?
I most certainly do. Now, you guys, I think you're picking up on the trend. You're picking up on the trend of this. So we like to end with some optimism at the end, some encouragement. And today we're going to do the thriving out of the week talk. Where are you thriving? How'd you get through it? What's helping you grow? Just tell us about the week. And maybe, James, did you ever, kids these days, at the end of the day, they're doing, tell me your rose, your thorn, and your rosebud. Do you know this?
Oh, is that a Bachelor reference?
It should be. But it's, and not, at least the kids of Los Angeles, every night go to bed. So the rose is what was the good part of your day. The thorn is what was the bad part of your day. And the rosebud is what are you looking forward to?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Very sweet.
I've
Very
never
sweet.
heard of this before.
Nor should you. It's for children. It's for wee people. Yes. No, absolutely. You shouldn't. So this is the
okay, great. All right. I was making sure oh, when you said the young people, you meant youngins.
8-year-olds.
Younglings.
Yes.
The younglings. Got it. Okay.
Years old and up. But what was good about this week? What's thriving for you?
You know what? Here's what I actually really do feel like I am thriving this week. And Get On Uppers, we want to hear from you. What is thriving? Say comment. This is what's thriving for me. We want to know because we know that you're out there. You're doing it. You are doing it. We want to hear what's going well for you. So let us know. Comment. Will, I want to know. Stacy, I want to know. Tim's gone.
Tim's gone. Susan's here. Susan can help.
We want to hear. Yes, Susan. We want to hear. How are you thriving? While you all are commenting, I will share for myself. I think like this. I have to say, it's week 1. day 3, but this show has I am feeling so great. It's such a great way to start the day. I'm loving this community. Stacey's been here since day 1. Loved it every day. Stacey's here. We love it. So I think just hanging out with you all doing the show with Renee and producer Nick, it's just been such a joy, and I am thriving through doing this show. And I will say, as a late night owl creative, I wouldn't even say night owl, I just don't sleep, but this show has forced me to get my proper sleep in, and just making sure that I'm taking care of myself, so that way I can show up every day and be my best self for you all, so I can make sure that we're delivering the best show that we possibly can for you all. So you all, I'm thriving because of you.
Yeah. Again, everyone. I mean, basically mine's the exact same. This show, my goodness, it sets such a nice routine to the day. Because for years, decades even, I've wanted to create a morning routine where you get up and you get all your stuff done before you go to work. It's not going to happen unless you have other people counting on you. So this has been amazing. James, I'll add on to that slightly, and that I am the notion of, I'll just keep it general, the notion of fake it till you make it and act confident like the person you want to be. I'll be ding dang darned if that doesn't work so well. So well. I am somebody who has really burnt their personality on just being super humble, and just the clown in the room. And this week I've come at it with a little more authority that I don't necessarily have, but I'm acting like it, and people treat you different. If you just act like you know what you're doing, they believe you.
Oh, they do.
Great.
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah. I love it. Yeah.
Sure. I found too, I think how I'm thriving, and it's because of this show. Again, I have such limited bandwidth to all these other things that don't matter as much. Like this show, I love doing it, priority, front of the line. And so for the other things, I've been able to really practice no. I was in a meeting the other day, and I was just at work, and I was like, oh, if you want that, then it's going to come in either February or March, or what other thing am I doing now that we can put on the back burner? Because there's only so much that I can't, I just don't have the bandwidth or the time. And so it's having those boundaries, it's helping me to feel like I'm thriving, and also having things that really matter to you that you're working on. And again, this show has been a huge help to that.
I love it. I couldn't agree more. I love it. I love it so much. Yeah. And then gosh, let's see. Oh, you know what? This is a thriving, but something that I'm going to continue to work on is that I did get sucked into a little bit of workplace gossip yesterday. So in that rose thorn rosebud type of thing that I didn't love. I didn't love that I participated, but that was early in the morning, and then they tried to stir it up again later on. Didn't do it. So I fell once, but I didn't fall twice.
Can I ask you, how did you get out of it? Did you ghost out of it, or did you verbally say, you know what, I'm not going there right now, I'm gonna Michelle Obama, I'm gonna go high, you all can stay low? How did you do? What did you do?
Yeah, no, I scolded, I shamed, I condescended, I made them feel terrible. No, not at all.
I mean, not a bad. I was gonna say it's a choice, because at least it lets them know that hey, what you're doing right now, stop it, in a certain way.
I don't, because I think, again, the thing that's tricky about gossip is that it is genetically instilled in us to connect and to communicate, and it's just the easiest way to be like, hey, I want to connect with you. What do we both know? So I think so I did clown out of it a little. I'm like, I don't know, who knows what's going on there. So I just did I
like that. I gotta tell you, that seems very on brand for you. That seems very
unless they said that they're punishing me, in which case there would have been chairs thrown, windows flung open, screaming.
Oh, wow. Well, Renee, I want to give everybody a little bit of a sneak peek into what we're going to do for tomorrow. So make sure that you come on back. Stacey, I know that I hope that we'll get to have you here as well. Will, so good to have you. Nathan, Susan, come on back tomorrow, because it's Friday. We're going to close out the week. We've got Fun Friday. So we're going to be talking about what are our weekend plans. We've got some great tidbits of things that maybe you could do for this for me, it'll be a 4-day weekend, because after we do the show, I am donezo tomorrow. I took the day off. I wanted a 4-day weekend. Yeah. So we got some things that you could possibly do this weekend for you. We're going to share those with you. we've got a game that is essentially true or false. I've got some facts that I'm going to be throwing your way. And you, as the audience, are going to help Renee figure out: am I lying or telling the truth on these facts? It's also Flashback Friday, so we're going to go back in time and get into the nostalgia train. We'll talk more about that, and also some highlights from the week. What are some things that happened in the news this week that happened that we maybe missed? And we're highlighting that, and some great causes for Feel Good Friday. It's everything. If you can tell, we love alliteration, and we didn't pick one thing. We just throw everything at the wall and see what sticks.
Yep.
And and then Stacy, you're not going to be able to be here for the full day of Friday. Totally fine. Even if you just come in and say hello, we would love. Yeah, that's fine. We love a hello from you.
I was going to say the same thing, that I want to let everybody off the hook if they're like, I can't be here on Monday because it's a holiday. We're like, well, yeah, it's a holiday. We won't be here either. So you're fine. You're fine. Don't worry about it. We'll see you on Tuesday. But right now, we'll see you on Friday.
We'll see you on Friday for as long as we can get you. We'll take it. So, well, can you believe it, Renee? Episode 3, the third show of the week. It's done. We did it. Wow.
We both had our very first tantrums this week.
We did. The first of many. You really got to see the full gamut of ourselves. We Meryl Streep this episode. Yeah, we Meryl Streep it.
I love it so much. All right.
No one knows who you are, so I can't use that reference. Well, that is it for today. We'll be back with you tomorrow right here on Backchannel.
Yeah, we sure will. And again, if you're like, how do I get here? You just say to your device, open Backchannel. We'll see you again tomorrow. James, should we let him out of here?
Absolutely. Yeah. We should. And also, if you can, leave a review. We love the feedback. It is such a gift, and will just help us to grow the show. We love and appreciate you all so much. Thank you for being here. So great to get started the morning with you. Thanks for watching. I'm James Arthur M.
I'm Renee Colvert, and we just
got on up.
Pew, pew, pew.